two in there, but I figure they both got it coming.
What is up, everybody? How's it going? Hopefully you guys are doing well. This is my next part of my playthrough of God of War commentary, and we just finished off saving Freya and Vanaheim, and we are going to start and figure out what is next. We just got back to Sindri's home, and we're going to figure out what conversation he's going to have with Atreus. And I'll tell you why all this is amazing.
You better screw his head back on, and I mean tightly.
So you're back.
Are you ready to answer me?
About what?
Where did you go? Who did you see? Was it Odin?
What? Is that what you think?
Do you deny it? Answer me! Did you go to Asgard?
No! Of course not! But so what if I did? It's my future, it's my life.
You are my son!
Then why don't you trust me?
If you want me to trust you, then tell me the truth.
The truth is you're being a complete asshole!
Laddie, you know that's no way to change a man's mind.
He doesn't have any faith in me. It's fine if he keeps secrets. It's fine if Mom did.
It is not fine! Her secrets haunt every step of this path.
Oh, okay. So you don't believe in her anymore either?
This is not about your mother! What you have done is lie.
Wonder where I learned that.
That's quite enough.
Since when do you always take his side?
Since he became the one making sense.
Look, I was only thinking about going to Odin. But I swear it's for a good reason.
There is no good reason to go to Odin.
He'll only cloud your mind.
But I'd be going for us. I gotta stop something bad from happening.
Something bad did happen. Look at me, at Freya, at Tyr. Odin did this to us.
What's got everyone caterwauling all of a sudden?
Atreus wants to go to Asgard.
Asgard? Get kicked in the head or something?
Great. I guess everybody's against me now.
You must choose who you are going to be. Are you going to continue to lie and keep things from me? Or are you my son?
Choose? I never get to choose. Just leave me alone.
Listen.
Let go of me!
Listen!
I said let go!
And then we saw a huge transformation of the bear. And this was a really tense scene, an interesting scene. Because he denied his father, and he was under a lot of stress. He's like, are you going to go to Asgard? Are you going to tell me what happened? What's going on? And so the music was really tense in this scene. And then we figure out, we go to Midgard. Yay. And then so he's on his own, and I was like, great, more fighting. And then we get to play as Atreus, which I loved again, but other people didn't. So let's continue to go through Midgard, fight some more enemies, and figure out what to do next.
Freezing cold, lots of Hellwalkers, definitely in Midgard. Keep it coming. You're just helping me stay warm. These things! When did it get so bad out here?
Boom, love that drop kick every single time. It's so cool. Then we continue on. Again, I love this whole snow area. It's so cool. Okay, I'm gonna go fight him. And then we move on. Oh, come on.
Out here doesn't want to kill me. Just need someplace warm. Then I can figure out where to go next.
And then we got to this scene, and I thought it was really cool because I really didn't know how to fight her. I tried avoiding her at first,
Some kind of white?
and I didn't really know how to fight her. And so I didn't really have much health either because it just didn't really there wasn't really much health that I started with. Oh, I thought you couldn't get there fast.
What is it you want?
To kill. Then we finish her off, and then we just have a little bit of cleanup. And we're good. So let's continue on.
More ravens. First, he thinks I've been to Asgard. Then, blind.
Then we fall down, blah blah blah. And then I thought this area was kind of cool, because look at this, you have...
Gotta get out of the cold.
She's got this area down here, like the frozen river, going through this area. I thought that was really, really cool. And then you have a whole rock formation there. Thought that was really interesting as well. This is actually, of all my playthroughs, I've never done the fighting down here. Thing is, I would always go up there and then fight, because there's a chest somewhere over there up top. I'm not gonna go get it, but just gonna point you in the direction. So again, we're kind of following the frozen path, and a big boss fight. Yay! Okay.
I find shelter and then what? Where could I go?
And then Atreus, I know, it's just like a teenager where he rages. He cracked at the thing of his parents. I mean, every teenager has done that with their parents eventually. But again, he's trying to think logically of like what to do. How do I survive? I mean, just like the basic human instincts. So I thought it was kind of interesting that he does all this.
I can't go to Asgard. Wait, are those red leaves?
And then we got to here, and this freaked me out this first time because I was like, no way, we're visiting the area. Again, in the first game, it was very sunny, very beautiful, very golden everywhere. Now it's all frozen over. And you kind of have to know who Charlie is based on the first game, God of War 4. This one, it's kind of different because you're trying to figure out, oh, yeah, I remember Charlie. He's the one with the house. And again, Freya's house and everything. So it was kind of interesting.
I need to get you warm. You're gonna have to stand to let me into that house.
You can't just crouch or just crawl, Atreus? Come on.
Come on, Charlie. You have to do this. I can't help if you don't. Emily! Emily!
There we go.
Good boy.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little optimistic, or pessimistic, because I thought, anyways. Come on. I think...
I know, buddy. I know.
I know we have to light this fire. We have to get some firewood. I think is... There we go. Okay. I didn't want to do all that side stuff where you look up on Freya's stuff and everything, so... I know you have to get to the... You can get to a main side objective. I think I learned that after my third playthrough or something like that.
Let's get you warmed up. Should be able to make a fire from all this mess. Wow. It's beautiful. Never seen anything like this around here before.
Okay, where... There it is.
From her home in Vanaheim? She must have really missed it. I can't believe she never came back to check on her house. To check on you.
She was so filled with rage, she didn't think about returning to the home. She wanted to be isolated and was really full with rage and killing Kratos. And so I thought that was kind of cool, is that she didn't go back to the home. She would rather be isolated and figure out what to do next and try to figure out her next move in killing Kratos rather than staying at peace.
You're welcome.
I thought this was kind of a cool scene. And then this Atreus pondering.
Wow.
He doesn't really have anywhere else to go. He could go back to the Sindri's home, but he also has to figure out
My dad died.
what his legacy is too.
There's gotta
So
be
he has to go
something
to Odin.
I can do.
He doesn't really have any other choice. It's kind of interesting that when he opens the window, the crow is there.
It's okay, buddy. I think he's here for me. I'll be okay.
What's interesting is that Hurrian, I think, knew where he was and what he wanted. Kind of tricked him, and he doesn't really have anywhere to go, so has no other choice but to go.
Okay. I'm ready. Take me to him.
And this is where we learn it's like, oh, a bunch of crows. And then we learned with enough crows they can create a teleportation device. Kind of like Odin does. The music is really cool too because it's like a big moment. And then it becomes scary, I guess. Because he was expecting to be transported to Odin, and I thought I was too. So I was like, what's going on? Come on, what's going on? And I was like, are we back in Svartalheim? What's going on? Because it kind of reminds me of a similar thing. And then when I first got here, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful, beautiful realm. Yes, look at that. Yeah, the nice streams, the waterfalls, the sun. The sun really brings out the beautiful aspect in every realm. You have this nice rock formation, but it kind of reminds me of the realms of Norway, and because it has like nice fjords you can go through. It's very beautiful, and like how it kind of has the rainbow bridge. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Very, very beautiful. Actually never noticed that before. It's a rainbow bridge. First time, or maybe just didn't really notice it before. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I think I can run past them, but not entirely sure.
You can't kill what you can't catch.
Technically right. So I'm just going to continue ahead.
Yeah, danger. I know.
Figuring out... Okay, I think I have to fight these people. Okay. Then we go this way. So I'm just going to continue ahead. I don't know if I can go under or not. No, I have to fight these enemies. Great! We can do this. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, and so I got to see more of this realm as things go along.
What am I gonna say to Odin? Hi. I came to be your apprentice. I guess.
So he's just thinking about what
But
to
it doesn't
do,
mean I, like,
what future things he has to
serve you
do.
now. Not in a foretold by prophecy kind of way.
Okay.
One for now!
I think one of those flying creatures hit me. So I'm gonna fight these guys really fast. Don't really have a choice.
Bet it's safe from the other side of that wall. Wait, how do I get past the wall? It never came up in Mimir's story about Hreimthur. The stonemason's son built a flaw into it. He only told Frey about it, and I didn't think to ask. Hold on, that was Frey at the house. Did she move in with us? You know what? Focus, Loki. Father would just burn this away with a blade. But what can I do? Alka. Huh. Maybe that's sigil magic on my bow for now.
Not that hard.
There
The
we
problem
go.
is that you're trying to connect that down to there. There's no chest down there. I don't think I quite figured that out in all my playthroughs, and I'm not going to figure it out now.
Wait. That sounds like people.
And what do you know? It is people. Now the thing is, I was basing my whole understanding like this because the only thing I knew about the Norse mythology is kind of like what I've seen in the Marvel universe. So these are Midgardians. I've never actually knew anything about this because
I'm just.
in Asgard you never really got to see that. You saw something in Thor and Thunder. Thor, Love and Thunder, where you kind of had the different races in Asgard, but they never mentioned it as Midgardians. So this was the first time I've heard of the Midgardians and them staying in
What? No shit.
Asgard. And so it was very, very interesting. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Hang on. Are you?
And of course it's kind of cool for Atreus to meet someone of his own age and very young.
Yeah. Allfather saved us from the desolation. Gave us a safe place to settle, but we don't go in there. Can't get into the city unless you know magic. You don't know magic, do you?
A little bit, yeah.
What? No shit. You walk through walls?
Not yet.
I don't even think that's what Loki can do in the Marvel Cinematic
Couldn't I
Universe.
just climb over it?
That? Without any gear? No. Aren't you afraid of dying?
Well, yeah. I mean, look at that.
Easy.
But Odin awaits.
Wait, you know the Allfather?
I'm sort of his apprentice.
No shit! What is he teaching you?
I'm not sure.
But
Well, how many other
kind of
students?
imagine
I
him,
don't know.
Skjoldur, is that he
You don't know. Okay.
is just living a normal life, and then he finally meets
I'm gonna go climb that
a kid who's kind of like a god and has powers. Like, imagine that. Kind of like you meet like a god
See?
or some young person in real life and realize, whoa,
Oh,
he's really cool and has powers. Whoa, so I would be freaking out as Skjoldur would be doing.
not that I think you're gonna fall. Forget I said anything.
Can we run, please?
Is that Hugin? Is Hugin your guide?
Who?
Let's do this.
Well, Loki, you seem like a good guy. I really hope I am not about to watch you die.
Thanks. Me too.
You know not to look down, right?
I like looking down. Shows me how much progress I've made.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. Now you say? I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't do that because the other movie that made me afraid of heights in a way like this is the movie Holes, where they were climbing up God's thumb, and it was really, really interesting to see him climb. But at the same time, I'm like, whoa, that's a long way down. I would be scared as them right now, and I would be just freaking out because if I'm at that height,
do it, Loki.
I would be really scared because I wouldn't know which next move I would do. the thing that doesn't make sense is whoever wrote these carvings in this paint. I number one, I want to know who wrote it,
Okay.
and painted it, and but also like why.
Climbing.
Is this because this isn't the work of
And now where?
Atreus' mother, Faye. This is the work of someone else. But why? If Atreus is like the only one who can climb it, why?
Don't suppose you
Why
can
is
pass
they?
the
Why
time
are they
telling a story?
painting a park? Like
Yeah,
a.
That's what I thought.
Why are they painting something for Atreus? I just don't get it.
Why? Up here?
This enemy is a little bit easier than the one in Midgard. Then we defeat the remaining enemies. Okay. And then, which is the way? There we go.
Yeah, I'm coming. Let's get that chain down. Yappa.
I need to switch my arrow type. I didn't really like it on the blue one. I don't know what that one is called, but you know what I mean. Any day now. There we go.
I wonder why I can't hear your thoughts. Sure seemed like Odin could. That
This
was
is really
you and
cool
I
because
talking, right?
I think
You and your-
the giants, whoever built this, I forgot his name. Well, I guess we'll
Taking
learn in a
that for
bit.
yes.
Is that these are like giant, nailing points, and that's kind of like, it was really cool to see that.
And yes.
And so each
That
nailing
matched the
point
worst
is
of it now.
progression towards the top. And you can kind of see that. And during my first playthrough, I was just like, whoa, we are pretty high up. This is pretty cool. But then we get higher and higher. And basically what seems at the bottom is just like ants. And I thought that was kind of a cool detail. Oh, I hated this section.
No? Have it your way.
And so basically we have to go up here and destroy this. And then once we defeat that, then we get to defeat the rest. See. My first time, I just kept on defeating and defeating enemies. Oh yeah, there's another one. I forgot. Okay, let's keep going. But it took me forever because I just kept on defeating those in this cave, and I'm like, why does it never stop? And I was continuing like for a good 5-10 minutes. I was like, what do I have to do? And then I think I looked up online, to be honest, and I was like, oh, you basically just have to keep it this way.
They're connected. Yeah. That
Okay,
makes sense.
and then
Thank.
what else do I have to do?
Both sides, though.
I know.
Nice. This might work.
Come on.
Here we go.
And I was like, wee. That was kind of cool.
Made it. Ah! Woke up more wins.
Okay. Defeat one more. Okay, really? One more? Who else? Whatever.
Hey, you get to fly. I'm doing what I can. Hey, Hugin. How about I tell you a story? Once there was a giant named Loki who thought it'd be a good idea to accept Odin's invitation to Asgard. So, Odin tested Loki, expecting him to climb by himself all the way up Hrimthur's wall. So, what did Loki? Ah! So what did Loki do? He kept climbing.
And that's kind of what that line right there kind of reminds me of Finding Nemo.
Kept
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming. What do we do?
It got hard to breathe.
Swim,
Loki
swim, swim.
kept climbing. One foothold.
I don't know if that's a direct correlation to Finding Nemo, but that's what I found. I thought that was kind of cool.
Nowhere to go but up.
You're kind of right on that.
Okay, okay. Keep going. Come on. Can't stop now.
You notice that he's kind of slow here,
Come on.
because you realize he's losing his energy. I thought that was a cool little thing, is that he's just slow, getting slower and slower, just because he's running out of energy. But that was a nice little detail the devs added into the game.
I can do this. I can do this.
And then he's just out of breath too, kind of like in Spider-Man, how when he's out of breath and swinging, he has two different voice lines. And then we finally get to the top of the wall, yay! And then we meet someone.
Hello.
Hi.
So, what part?
And then we learn this is Heimdall. And I was under the assumption this is kind of like the Heimdall from the MCU universe. So I was expecting him to kind of be nice and friendly. His eyes are a little bit different, and that was a really cool detail. Kind of like, not just like the MCU where it's golden, but rather it's just kind of blue and silver.
Then why are you up there?
But the biggest thing is that he is a complete
Why don't we ask him
a-hole in this game. Like, he is so annoying. And that is just, oh my gosh, I hate it. I hate it so much. But it is what it is. But I guess that is that's who he decided to be in this game, and he plays the part so well.
Now, what could Odin, All-Father, King of the Aesir, possibly want with the likes of you?
That's between me and Odin.
You don't even know, do you?
Think you could pull me up, or
No, I don't think I will.
So
I
annoying.
think maybe I'll drop you.
no.
Yes, I'm going to drop you. Goodbye.
Wait. Think how mad the Allfather's gonna be when he finds out you killed his guest. Loki of the Jotnar?
The Jotnar,
The Jotnar,
the enemy of my people.
enemy of my people.
And I was like, huh.
I am not your enemy.
So that was kind of a cool little thing, is that we meet who Heimdall is and who he actually is, and I thought that was a really interesting detail at first, is that he just completely so different from the MCU universe.
Wait,
Heimdall.
is that Gjallarhorn? Are you Heimdall?
Obviously. Now feel free to drink in the splendor of Asgard. This is a rare.
Now you see that little coin purse? You're welcome to take it, but the thing is, he'll say, "Oh, you're just welcome to pick up anything in this world, right?"
Done drinking it in already. Cornerstone of civilization in the Nine Realms, not really your cup of tea. I see.
Oh, no. It's amazing.
Thing is, I would look over like that, but nah, we'll look over here.
Just ask your questions already.
Okay, come
How'd you
on.
know I had questions?
But look at that. That's an amazing view.
What is
It kind of reminds me, especially the if you see the banners down there, kind of near the Great Lodge, that big building at the end of the cliff. Kind of reminds you of the Monster Hunter games, how they have kind of like that pattern. But it also has a really nice detail as well. That it's like one community village, so different from what we saw Asgard in the film of Thor, and so it was really interesting to see this just so different because I was not expecting this whatsoever. And so I was very blown away about how much detail was in the game about Asgard. Now, we don't get to free roam and explore this whole thing. It's not meant to be like that way. It's like we can't go up there or go over there. We just go through this main area and we don't really get to explore it post-game. And you probably know why. I'll give you a little hint. Ragnarok. Yeah, sorry, I just like to joke about that.
I watch your mouth move and I see cities burning.
That's an interesting detail, because if Loki tricks and deceives, and Heimdall can read it, then he's technically true.
That said, if you are here to aid the Allfather and have no treacherous intent, I guess that makes us allies. Gulltoper. Who loves me the most? Who loves me the most?
I thought that was kind of funny. Because he has his own pet.
Wow, that's almost as impressive as Baldur taming a dragon.
And then it was interesting that Baldur is mentioned again. Yeah, he's mentioned a few times, to be honest, but it's cool that it mentioned the dragon. And then Heimdall has this beast.
Whoa.
Because I think he also mentioned he's not afraid to get burned. And why is that? Well, he can't feel anything. So even though he get burned all over his body, he could still move. It doesn't really matter. He can't feel anything. And then we see like the detail and everything. We get to see animals flying all over. You get to see people moving throughout their homes, guards on the sides protecting the realm. So it's kind of cool that you have all this detail going on while you have the conversations going on as well. Again, I hate Heimdall. He's not my favorite character in this game. And he's not supposed to be either, but just me personally, he's one of my least favorites. He's so annoying. I thought he was going to be like Heimdall from the MCU universe, where he's very nice and friendly and very wise.
I'm sorry if that is a letdown for you. Real power, you see, does not need to flaunt. It emerges.
Then we get this area and realize, oh great, something's off. This is not fair. What's going on? We're supposed to meet Odin. And then we were like, huh, okay, maybe we're just trying to train and he's trying to test us.
So I am not letting you anywhere near the Allfather. Oh, very nice. With moves, good for help.
Just use some of our moves. Just take care of some of these enemies. I'm losing health like crazy. The thing is, I don't really care if I'm revealing my moves to him or not, because I didn't expect him to fight him in a second.
Well, that was boring. Guess who's next?
Bring it on.
You sure you want to keep up on the waiting?
And so this was an interesting fight, because we literally do every single move in the book. You can literally pull out your special power, fight arrows, and it just wouldn't matter because he's going to fight back and read your intentions no matter what. And that's kind of the point that you learn throughout this battle. Bring it on.
You're not going to stop me from seeing Odin. You'll be seeing him from your grave. What? That doesn't even make sense. Oh, not even close. Sure, completely ineffective, so
okay, come on.
keep doing it. Is that it? Is this all you have to show me, Jotun?
And he is so annoying because my first time playing, I was like, what the heck? How do I defeat this guy? I tried every single move in the book. And then I realized, oh, it's supposed to be that way. Kind of like at the beginning of the game where you're supposed to die to Thor's hammer. There are certain actions in this game where you're supposed to just follow along and play. and then you'll be surprised later. And I've never seen the game do that. I've never seen a game actually be like, oh, you're supposed to do this, and then you realize what later is actually supposed to happen. And then we see Thor again.
Like it or not, he's Allfather's guest.
I really like his voice. Nice, big and deep. Just of who Thor is, you know.
Take one more step, you're not gonna like how this ends.
Really? And how do you intend to stop it?
And what's interesting is that you still see the scar of the fight between him and Kratos.
You tell me.
You are a sick man.
And then you kind of just understand this Guardian culture between this whole family and everything.
Heimdall. He reads minds for me.
The boy is false, Allfather.
This young man, who is my guest, is covered in mud. Care to explain?
He means to betray you.
And I was like, oh great, he figured this out. Oh great, this isn't going to be good.
Of course he means to betray
And then I was like, what the heck? Oh, Odin actually knows this. And he's trying to be very, very nice.
But he's got some very big questions.
I did not expect this to be at all. I thought that was going to be a very, very different thing.
What are you up to? Dismissed. Go.
Gladly.
And you, clean yourself up.
Allfather.
Oh, Jaffa. Heimdall, will you just relax? Were you intending on killing me first thing? See? What, that's not good enough for you? Get out of here.
There's kind of disappointment in my mind because it was like, oh, he wanted the impressed Allfather, and then he's like, oh no, I knew his whole intention. I knew what he came to do.
Hey, I got some places to be.
And then we realize, oh, we're gonna take some trips with Odin, figure out there's Guardian culture, you know. And so then we get to later. I think we're just a little bit below. Sorry, a little bit above the Great Lodge.
Talk about my father.
Not well. Huh.
I don't know where the Great Lodge is, but I'm not going to go searching for it. Then we get to this area, some more training grounds, great. And then we see Valkyries, and I'm like, oh, really? Interesting. I wonder if those are the Valkyries we killed, or just new Valkyries. And then we realize they are new Valkyries, not the ones we killed in the God of War 4 game.
Lucky my offer still stands after you went and sprung Tyr.
This whole conversation was very interesting too, because it showed like what Odin had intentions for. He didn't really have much hate. He is very understanding, and he trying to figure out like his basically some problems around here, but he's trying to understand like us and try to show some mercy. Because he also mentions like Tyr, how we saved him, also everything about Mimir, and I thought he would be angry, but again, like, I think he's just tricking Atreus. I think it is angry, but he's just trying to keep a cool head right now. He's trying not to lose his cool, and I thought that was kind of interesting detail. And just like the mission from earlier, it's kind of cool that they come back as a soulless beings, and he has to put the soul back in them. Yana.
Okay.
And then they keep moving. And then it was kind of cool to see the Valkyrie Queen Gná as well. It's something like we didn't really notice before.
Ah, the books. Good. Those are for him. I understand you're an avid reader. These are just a few things from my personal collection.
Lots of books.
Thanks.
What was interesting is that this kind of not ties in, but it kind of reminds me of Loki in Thor 2, where he's in captivity and he just reads while everyone else is just in complete chaos, and he's like just turning a page, just in complete complete reader. Maybe he loves reading, I don't know, but it's kind of cool that they kind of brought homage to that. But I don't know, maybe it was just a cool nod that, oh, he just giving books to Loki. He needs to learn.
Okay, but
Look, don't overthink it. I have a
This is a really, really cool lodge too. It kind of reminds me of Skyrim, and kind of like the God of War Valhalla, or sorry, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, in a way. Is that they have the architecture really cool, the wood carvings everywhere. It's kind of true of the Norse culture, and I love how they nailed that. They must have brought in a really cool graphic designer to look at the old heritage of the Norse world and carve all this in the game. Now, some of it is copy and paste, but it's really cool of how they just nailed everything, and they got everything down to the fine detail. And again, the graphics are absolutely insane. Now, this is Lady Sif. I thought she was going to be kind of like similar to, again, the MCU one, where she was very kind, compassionate, and then this one, she's very hating on Loki. Now, I get it, he is an outsider, and Sif has every right to hate, but I was not expecting her to be, like, very mad. Now, I do love her outfit. It kind of matches Odin's, the nice blue and the nice gold. I actually like Sif's outfit a lot more than Odin's right now, just because it has a very more blue than gold. And it's kind of cool to see that correlation and the cool resemblance of Odin in her.
All right, I'm here. Where is he?
And then we learn about this scene. Now later we'll see the true intention, but it's kind of cool to see the captain again and realize, oh, they're under Odin's control. And we knew that before, but it's kind of cool to see it in action, what he's building, and how Odin has complete control of this.
I approve these designs personally, and not all that recently, I might add. Did you just wake up with the urge to be a pain in my ass?
Yeah. Who's the kid? You training pickpockets?
You know what, Derlin? You reek of cheap mead, and that is by far your most endearing characteristic.
And I think that was really cool. Again, I think I mentioned in this the first or second episode, is that I love the whole I drink of the mead in this, because it's really cool that it has a characteristic in this game and everyone drinks it. And kind of makes me want to drink mead, to be honest.
The dwarves have never let me down. And they're not about to start.
Again, I love that area over there. It's so cool, so much detail. Unfortunately, we don't get to go over there, but we get to see it from a distance. Come on. There we go. And so basically we're back at the study.
Okay, son. I'm going to let you catch your breath. When you're ready to get to work and start getting those answers, meet me in my study down the hall. Oh, and help yourself to a change of clothes.
And so I thought this was a really cool room. Nice bed, nice shield. Kind of reminds me of just the Norwegian culture and the Vikings and all that. So it's really cool just to see that. I'm going to open up just a case. Now there's stuff to take, but I'm not going to take it at this moment. We'll take it later in time. I think we have to open that to finally open up this. And then we finally meet this girl. And I was like, who the heck is she?
Loki, right? Gotta say, the irony of this isn't lost on me.
And I was like, oh no, this is not good. She is full of rage because of what Loki did. And so it was just kind of interesting. Because I was like, this is not good. She's going to kill us. She is full of rage. What's going on?
Uh-huh. And now it's yours.
And I was like, what? And I have the same reaction as Atreus, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Because I thought it was a very intense scene, and I was like, what? And she went from total hate, which I guess she was playing, to being nice all of a sudden. And this is an interesting character, because her hair is very wild, tattoos all over her arms, kind of like Sif in a way. And so you kind of have this kind of cool relationship forming at them at the beginning. It's just not what I expected at all.
Get your sword.
Again, kind of like the chest joke. He's not strong enough, and then she just pulls out like just a tiny little splinter,
Someone will clean that up.
and he just couldn't pick it up. Now, you get this tell that he's not as strong as the rest of the Asgardians. He doesn't have that strength in him.
So, what kind of sword is that?
It's new. One of a kind. My father gave it to me for Valkyrie training.
And then we realize
Valkyrie
she's going to
training?
be
That's
in
how you
Valkyrie
follow?
training and become
I
a
was just
Valkyrie
going to the Great
overall.
Hall. But if you need
And I
to
was
go
like,
where
huh,
friends
this is
are,
kind of
just
interesting
go upstairs.
detail. Because who knows, we might need to fight her later on. But, yeah, so we'll continue on.
Fair enough. Come say hi when you're back.
Yeah, I will. Thing is, you can have an offshore conversation with him.
Yes. Do you see me nodding and saying, yes, I understand?
I thought this was an interesting and cool room too. Kind of has like a nice open area, and then his office as a like a nice little area overlooking the nice open fastness. It's kind of a little cool office.
No, Hugo, I don't need my ears cleaned. I need you to stop croaking and accept the answer, you know.
And then we
I'm about to give.
try to see this painting. We actually never saw exactly what it was, so I don't know. It would be cool to see it eventually. And then we learned about this sword that actually belonged to Freyr. What we realized later in the game, but he just lied about all this. He doesn't remember, but he does remember the name and kept it, so I don't. It's kind of interesting.
You have a name?
Ingrid,
Really?
sure.
And I think that's kind of cool.
Take it, if you like it that much.
For real?
Consider it a perk of the job.
So I thought that was kind of cool. You get an extra weapon that's really alive and sentient, you know? And so, and then we get to follow Odin and see what his intentions are up to next. Now, personally, people didn't like playing as Atreus. They think he's kind of boring, but I love it. I love that it's different from Kratos, because in God of War 4, you basically played as Kratos the whole entire time. Now, I think you played as some side characters. I don't know. I think I forgot in God of War 4. But you basically played as Kratos the whole entire time. It was so cool to play Atreus and how it's 50-50 gameplay in this game. And his gameplay is so fun. Because he's nice and nimble, he shoots things very fast, he has really cool finishers, and it's just so cool to see the combat, you know? And so that's why I love playing Atreus. And even though some of his missions are slow, it's kind of cool to see what his intentions are with Odin and the Asgardian family. Just to see like how much of a trickster he can really be with Odin's true intentions.
You feel it, don't you?
Feels like
And then we get to this part where we see like a little gaze through reality. I thought that was kind of interesting.
All the answers.
Thing is, it's kind of dangerous to go in there.
Stop Ragnarok.
And so Odin tried doing it once, he got hurt, and then I thought that was kind of cool parallel of how he got the eye patch and everything.
I was a young god when I found it. Spent lifetimes studying it, following every clue down every dead end.
And then we see like a little piece of wood. What's going on?
Finally unearthing this.
Look at this detail.
See that?
The thing is, once Loki immediately touched it, we realize it's his mask. He's the only one that can build it together, figure it out. And then Odin wasn't really, so he needed Atreus to figure it out. That's why he's so nice right now. If he could figure it out, he would have done it by now. But Atreus is the only one that can. And if you ever seen The Son of the Mask, I believe is what it's called, kind of like a terrible movie, but you realize that Loki is the true owner of the mask, and he's the only one that control it. So if he gives the full power to Odin, then it means destruction for a lot of people. And then, yeah, the thing is that Loki is the only one that can figure it out. He's the only one that has the ability to activate the mask and figure out what's going on.
Are you certain?
And I thought that was a really cool, nice little detail that they added into the game. That Odin, when he touches it,
And find out.
he can't really figure out what's going on, but Loki has the full knowledge of like what's about to happen.
Yourself. Come on, I know you felt what I felt. The answers are in there. Let's get them. I mean, you translated this language like it was nothing.
If I do help you, what's next?
Thor, get down here.
All Father.
Don't do that. What's next is chasing this down. Take this and this stealthy side of beef and see where it takes you.
I don't promise anything.
Nonsense. Happy hunting. And you, go easy on him, you hear me?
And then we get into the realm of Muspelheim. I remember this one a lot in God of War 4 because I visited here a lot. And we'll be visiting a lot here again.
Muspelheim? The rest of the mask is here?
It's where all Father.
Into the Fire. I thought that was a cool name for this mission.
Take that and do your damn job.
So I'm going to leave this part here. And then we'll continue off in the next part as we continue this Muspelheim. And so
What the fuck am I supposed to know?
let me let them
All
finish
Father
their
tells you
conversation.
what you're doing. So do it.
And so basically I'm going to leave this part here and continue on next time. And so hopefully you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys next time with lots of love and respect. Peace out and bye.